been a goal of mine. I'm glad the subcommittee is holding this informational hearing today. I appreciate it so much. Ms. Toronto, and I apologize if these questions were already asked. I understand that WellCare filed a petition with the FCC seeking clarity on the TCPA provisions. Can you briefly outline the basis for WellCare's petition, please?
Certainly, thank you. WellCare and others filed a petition asking for clarity around some of the language within the 2015 declaratory order. That order uses the term healthcare provider, which is basically undefined. And there's quite a bit of vagueness around what entities fall within that definition. What we have asked for instead is a reconciliation between the language in the TCPA and the language in HIPAA, which is our governing statute for healthcare communications from Health and Human Services. If FCC were to import the language and use the term HIPAA-covered entity, that would clear up a lot of confusion around who falls within that definition, what rules govern that communication, and that would go a long way towards clarifying the guidance.
Okay, in your opinion, how long are petitions pending with the FCC before receiving a response?
Well, we filed our petition, WellCare and others filed our petition July 28th of this year. My understanding of their process, of FCC's process, is that there is a comment period for 30 days, then there are additional comment periods that stack up on top of that. However, my understanding is that there is no deadline or time frame within which the FCC has to respond. Therefore, we wait.
Wow. How would the failure, excuse me,
We have a bill to fix that.
Thanks.
let's fix it. How would the failure to receive a timely answer hurt your patients? That's the bottom line.
Certainly. The way that, as we wait, the way our consumers are being impacted is that we're hindered from being able to use an efficient and effective means of communication with them. So that means for those of our members who rely on cell phones, we're not making calls, or we're not using the auto dialer technology to make calls to remind parents about getting their children vaccinated. We're not using the most efficient technology to remind members to get preventative health screenings. And in what I think is a very significant example, if we were to have a member, and we frequently do have a member being discharged from the hospital, as I've said a couple of times already, if we have a member who doesn't have a strong support system around them, which is frequently the case, we feel like we take on some responsibility for assisting them in their the care provided after their discharge. So we would want to be able to contact them using this technology via cell phone to remind them to get their medications, to remind them to take them as the doctor prescribed them, to remind them about proper wound care and follow-up care. If we're able to do all that, it's only going to help their outcome versus if they are without those types of reminders. You're looking at a potential for infection, you're looking for a potential for hospital readmission, which is a problem for the whole system, which is something we're hoping to avoid. So as we wait, we're severely hampered in our ability to be able to do that in the most efficient and effective way possible.
Thank you. To the panel, in June I submitted questions to FCC Commissioner O'Reilly asking if you support expediting petitions to provide clarity on obligations under the TCPA pending any congressional action. The Commissioner expresses support for such efforts. Is this something that members of the panel can support, since we don't know how long it will take for Congress to act, but we will act? I wanted to ask the panel, we'll start with Ms. Toronto, please.
Yes, sir, that's certainly something we would support.
Please, sir.
I think I can say absolutely we would support more timely response from the FCC. In our particular case, there were facts within the lawsuit we were faced with that had definitions been more clearly defined, the situation might have turned out very different. So, absolutely.
Congressman, we're on record in supporting expedited review, but sometimes you don't always get the answer you want.
Thank you.
The answer is yes. That would be perfect.
Very good. Thank you very much. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
The gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Tennessee, the vice chair.